I'm here on the job site with Dale, who's a framing contractor.
Hey, good morning.
Dale traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for all his business vehicles. We're here where he needs us most.
Yep, they sure are.
We make it easy for him to save on all his insurance needs, all in one place, with coverage that fits his business and bottom line. Oh, I shouldn't have looked down.
It's all right.
We're so far up here.
Look at me. Take a deep breath.
Oh, I'm good. So good.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. Get more with Geico.
Hello, welcome to Kim and Friends, where we laugh through the chaos, cry whenever the hell we feel like it, and always keep it real. Because as women, the conversations we have and the stories we share behind closed doors need to be heard out in the wild. I'm Kim, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen today. I really hope something resonates with you. My guest on the podcast today is Sarah. Sarah is a mom to the beautiful artist Gray. She is a wife to Alana. She is an Usui Holy Fire and Egyptian Reiki master, and she also works as an admin project coordinator in the healthcare industry. But for the purposes of today's episode, her most important credential is that Sarah is someone I have the fortunate privilege to call my friend. Was that around Christmas time with the merry-go-round? Wasn't it like a...
Oh, yeah, because it was New Year's.
I think that was like a Christmas decoration.
Okay. It also creeped me out.
So it doesn't go in her room anymore. I use it downstairs.
Okay, good.
The very little Christmas decorations that I put out. Because you remember the year that I purged all of our Christmas decorations, right?
No, I forgot about that.
I put up the tree, and then I've got those shelves that flank the couch. And I, every year, had like taken everything off those shelves and put a bunch of Christmas stuff up. But like after we did the tree, I just had everything sitting on the dining room table, and I kept coming home and being like, ugh, I do not want to undo these shelves and redo them. And then finally, after like 5 days of that, I was like, who cares about the Christmas decorations on the shelves? Me. I'm the only one. No one in this house probably even notices that I do it, let alone has an opinion about it.
Right.
And I don't want to do it. So, light bulb, I don't have to do it. So I set all of it on the front porch and took pictures of it and put it up on Facebook Marketplace. And I was like, come take it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love it. Get rid of it. I mean, I grew up in a family where it was like decorated to the not like everything, and it took days and days to decorate.
Yes,
and that's just how Ashley is. It takes us an hour to decorate for Christmas, maybe 2, and 2 hours to take it down because I'm like, no, I don't. I like that in my house.
A tree. We're gonna do a tree, and we're gonna put something up outside. And check. We're done.
Done. Yeah.
So I love that for us.
I know. I'm like, you got to pick your battles, right? Like the thing I'm going to fight for is not Christmas decorations.
Correct. If you want to fight for Christmas decorations, I do not grudge you that. I do not want to fight for Christmas decorations. Okay. Well, we just jumped right in here. So I am going to kind of catch everybody up. Hi. Welcome. I'm happy you're here. I am here with my friend Sarah. And one important bit of information that you need to be caught up on before we were recording is that we did decide that this was an adult beverage worthy recording. So I have a glass of Sauvignon Blanc. Sarah could not find wine. So we decided desperate times. She went ahead and went with a vodka soda. So we are imbibing during this episode.
Yeah.
And the reason I have brought my friend Sarah here today is to discuss our childbirths. Sarah had a little girl in July of 2017, correct?
Yep, that's right.
And I had my Goose, our youngest, my little boy, in August of 2016. So our boy and girl are just a couple months shy of being a year apart. And we were very close friends during that time. So sort of between the two of us, we were like pregnant and making decisions about how we wanted our children to be born and what that was going to look like for us. And she sort of guided me through those decisions and then passed the torch to me, and I helped guide her through those decisions.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest right now and say that I feel like I stay small about my childbirth story because I am afraid that people will think that I am judging whatever theirs was.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out here right in the beginning that like birthing babies is serious fucking business. And it ain't for the weak. That's why men don't do it. And it ain't easy. So I don't want us to stay small. I want us to speak bravely and proudly about what our bodies did and what we did together.
Yeah.
So just a little bit of vulnerability for me right out of the gate. I am not going to be small about what I think of as one of the greatest accomplishments I've ever had. And I don't want you to either.
Okay. I love that also because I love that you just said that right away. So like, because it's like you grew a human and then you birthed that human. However you birthed them, you fucking did it. Sorry,
Right.
are we allowed to cuss on here? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
do you know me?
I know, right? We just met today. Everyone knows. Or 15 years ago. So yeah, thank you for saying that because it is, however you do it, you did it. And that's right and perfect. So.
And I don't know, I think I just hold so much space for people. Like you have so many options, right? Up until you don't.
Right.
And it does get to be even more serious business when you're in that crunch time and heart rates are dropping and chaos is ensuing. And it's like, we have to make a decision and we have to make it now.
Right. Yeah.
And I think you had a little bit of that.
Well, with Artie, with Artie, with my own personal.
Correct.
Yeah.
So let me just back up and shut up because I've already talked too much. Why don't you just start by sort of giving us the Cliff Notes as much? It doesn't even have to be Cliff Notes. It can go as long as you'd like. Sort of like your journey with childbirth.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do mine, but then I want to hear, I have questions for you.
Okay.
I feel like a mutual question asking thing.
Absolutely.
So I'm trying to remember. Oh, so I had my mom had C-sections with all of us. Well, I'm a twin and we were like full-size babies. So she was tiny. So she had a C-section with us. And then she tried to have a vaginal birth with my little brother, like what is that called? VBAC? Where you have a vaginal birth after C-section. Did not happen. So, and she told me how horrible it was. So I knew like from the get-go, I didn't want to I was going to try to avoid a C-section at all costs. But then we also had friends growing up whose moms had home births. So I had that like kind of going on in the back of my mind. And then, so my friend Janine with her first son, who is like 12, he just 11, I think he's turned 11.
Edna, he's the same age as Edna.
Okay. Yeah. She had a birth center birth and we all got to be there and it was like amazing and beautiful. So I was like, oh, that's like a thing you can do is not give birth in a hospital. That's cool. I want to but also not be at my house. Anyway, so I just loved that idea. And then Ashley had a home birth because weirdly enough, her insurance would either cover a hospital birth or a home birth, but not a birth center birth.
What unicorn insurance is this?
I don't know. They don't have it anymore. They were like, you can give birth at this hospital or at your home. And she was like, well, I'm doing birth at home. So I got to see that and like be present for that. And it was amazing. And I was also like 8 weeks pregnant at her home birth. So it was like I got to see everything and be there and like know exactly how I did and did not want to do my own birth.
That's so major.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to take a pause for that because like the way you feel when you're 8 weeks pregnant
is horrible.
And like the hormones that are coursing through your body and the way you're like trying to process everything your body's about to do and then you're in the room.
Yeah.
And seeing it happen for your twin sister who's already like this.
I mean, we're super
sneaky amount of close.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's super cool.
So when I got to see also her postpartum experience with the midwives that she had was also beautiful and something that I wasn't like, also didn't realize was like a thing. You know, I was like, oh, you have a baby and then the doctor sends you home and you're done. You know, well, with midwives they're like, oh, there's like aftercare, like where we come to your house or, you know what I mean? So I got to really like fully, like think of, plus I had 9 more months to go. So, or 8 more months to go, you know? So I'm like, oh, I can like take my time to think about
just wrapping around that.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, I decided I was going to deliver with midwives and my option, so they were midwives who would deliver at your home or a freestanding birth center. And we lived 1 mile outside of their home birth radius. So I had to do a birth center birth. And it was like a 40-minute, it was in O'Fallon, Missouri, and we lived in South City. So it was like 40-minute drive each time. Yeah. So
I feel like that makes that whole decision about like when we go, like how soon do we need to leave? How long can I labor at home? Like that brings a lot more to that decision when you know you have a 40, like how do you know 40 minutes before?
Right. Like
now it's time to go.
Yeah. Which I think thinking, so I mean, thinking like there's so many things I would have done differently had I known how it was going to go. But I did, to get ready for birth, I did hypno babies. Did you do that? Or do you know about it? Okay. It's like it's amazing. Hypnosis for your birthing time. And so I had like my music, like, you know, I don't know. I had this whole plan. It did not go the way I planned. But, so anyway, do you want me to tell you like the birth story, like how we ended up?
Sure. I love that.
Okay. So
I think it's strange. I don't think you and I have ever just like sat uninterrupted and discussed it in this way.
No, I know. I don't think we have either, which is weird.
I know.
There's always someone trying to get in our way. Yeah. Okay. So the birth of Artist Gray started on Thursday, July 6th in the morning at like, I got in the shower and I was like, oh, that was weird. Remember that feeling when you're like, what was that feeling? That's not normal.
Yep.
And then it kind of kept happening, but I was like, I'm going to ignore it. Did you ignore all your ignoring everything?
Well, with both of mine, my water broke.
Okay. Oh, it did. Like right away.
Like a gift. It's such a gift, especially with your first one, because you're like, how will I know? How will I know? How will I know? But with both of mine, my water broke and I gushed out water that was clearly not pee and not from my pee hole.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, shit's going down.
Yeah. Okay.
I spend so much time worrying about how will I know. But for me,
it was obvious.
Very quickly extinguished.
Yeah. It's like, no, now it's happening.
Yeah.
Okay. So that happened to me, except, so I went to work. So I had started labor, like birthing time, contractions started, and I ignored it and I went to work. And then I was at work for like, I don't know, an hour. And I was like, I can't do this. I was sitting in a chair. I was like, I got to leave. So I called my boss and I was like, I'm done. And he was like, okay, call me when you have a baby. And I'm like, okay. So I leave and I go home and I'm still like ignoring it. But I had called the midwives and they were like, oh, okay, well, take your time. And, you know, whenever you feel like you're ready to come in, let us know. And I'm like, okay. So I go about my day because nothing's happening. It doesn't feel like the right time to go in. And then I want to say like I ate dinner that night and tried to go to bed. because I was like, I'm just going to go to sleep. I can sleep through this. I'm pretending like it's not happening. So I go to bed. No, I could not sleep through it. And then I get up and I'm like, we got to go. Pack all our shit. I can't do this. I'm late. Like, drive me 40 minutes to the birth center. And I walk into my dining room and my water breaks all over the floor. And I was like, oh, okay, let's go.
If I needed any more confirmation,
yes,
it's the right decision. Now I have it.
Yes.
So I'm like, you just planned all along to do the majority of your laboring at the birth center.
Well,
to just get there, or did you not know?
I didn't really know. I was kind of going to see how I felt because my sister had a very long birth. So funny enough, our births were only an hour difference.
Yeah.
So hers was 64 hours. Mine was 63 hours total.
That is so insane.
Yeah. So I just kind of very whatever, spoiled it. But it was, so I kind of had this idea it's going to be a long time. But I also, in my hypno babies, I had envisioned an 8-hour birthing time. I was like, 8 hours. I'm going to do this for 8 hours and it'll be done. That's not how it worked. So my water broke. We drive there. We get there. Oh, and also, yeah, I had wanted to be there too because they had all the fun stuff. They had the ball, the swing, the tub, the shower that could move, you could sit in there with the big ball. So I was like, well, I'm paying for this. So I want to use all the things.
Use all the toys.
Hell yes. Yeah. I was like, so yeah. So we drive to the birth center, get there. They're like, yep, your water broke. It was I don't know, 11:30 or 12 then. They're like, get yourself comfortable. Do you want to get in the tub? I get in the tub and I'm in the tub till Friday at noon and nothing's happening. I've thrown up. I pooped a little, which I'm all these are things signs of birth, she's coming. No, nothing. And they're like, hey, why don't you go home? Go home for a little bit. Leave here and go for a walk. And I was like, what? Okay. So I leave the birth center, go to my mom's house who lives closer. And they're also drink a glass of wine, go for a walk, do whatever you need to do. And I'm like, okay. So I do that. I did not drink the wine because everything was making me nauseous at that point. And I did that and still nothing. Nothing. And then they're like, okay, you should do the miles. All of this is at my mom's house, mind you. So I had been at the birth center from midnight to 12 p.m.
Oh, and your mom's house, your parents' house is closer.
Yeah, they're 20 minutes away.
Right.
So
let's cut this commute down.
Yeah, I'm I'm not driving back home. So do that. They're do this mile circuit thing, which is supposed to get baby in the right position. It's horrible. Did you have to do that with any of yours? Where they move you? It's the most uncomfortable. It was the worst part of the whole thing.
Say more about that mile circuit.
I think it's called Miles Circuit, and it's different positions that you can do laying down.
Okay.
Or sitting. I think I had to stand for one or sit. I don't know. It was
horrible though.
Yeah. I did not like it. I was like, this is torture. So anyway, I did that. And then I'm called them and I was like, okay, I did it. And still things are still slow and steady. It was steady, right? It wasn't it ever stopped. It wasn't labor stalled. It just never sped up. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So they're like, okay, we'll just take a rest and call us if things change. And I'm like, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to go back at midnight on Friday for them to check baby's heart rate and everything. So I go back at midnight. They're like, you're all good. Go home and rest. And I'm like, okay. So I go back home, try to sleep again, which did not work. As we all know, you can't sleep while you're having contractions every 5 minutes.
Well, I mean, you haven't been sleeping much, I feel the last trimester.
No, yeah.
Sleep is an anomaly when you're that pregnant already. And now you're in active labor.
Yeah.
You're I haven't slept in 3 months. I certainly can't sleep now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was, I don't know about you. I like was sleeping, like trying to sleep sitting up all the time. It was horrible.
Yeah, just the heartburn. I had heartburn. Never had heartburn 1 day, 1 second, 1 hour of my entire life, but had it consistently through both of my pregnancies. And the second they were born, it went away.
Yes, same. I've had heartburn before I was pregnant, but never like that. I mean, it was like that burning, like, I mean, I could not get enough Tums in my body to like do anything, you know.
I used to just like down the hatch, take giant swigs of apple cider vinegar. That was like my
Oh, you told me to do that when I was pregnant. And I did, and it helped for a while, and then they were like, why don't you take some, I could get on like that Pepsid stuff. So literally I started that the last week of my pregnancy. So I was like, oh, I don't have heartburn now for 1 week. But yeah, I never got it again after she was born. So anyway,
so back and forth, back and forth,
just so much back and forth. So then Saturday morning at like 6 a.m, I wake Alana up, who'd been not really sleeping, but sleeping more than me. And I was like, get up, we have to leave. I can't lay here anymore. So I'm like, let's go for a walk. And so she went to Waffle House, which is so gross to me to this day. I still can't eat it. And got herself breakfast and was like, okay, let's go for a walk. And I was walking for like 10 minutes. And I was like, nope, can't do this. I can't walk. So I go to my friend's house then, who lives like 5 minutes from the birth center. Luckily, I have such a good community. And I use her pump to like try and help speed things up, because that was a suggestion they made. They're like, you could use your breast pump. And I'm like, let's just do this. I can't, I'm done. I was so tired and like nothing was happening. So I did her breast pump. And that I think is really what like kicked it off for me, because it was like go time after that. So then we went back to the birth center, and finally on Saturday evening at 7, she was born.
And we started this
Thursday morning
on the 5th.
6th, and she was born on the 8th.
And she was born on the 8th.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
well, freaking kudos to you, Mama, for like committing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at any point, you could have been like, get me to a hospital, get me some Pitocin, get me a C-section, get this baby out of me. I do not have it in me anymore. And like, no one would have faulted you for that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, one of the nurses, so the midwives work with nurses. I don't know if people know this, but it's like
a midwife. At the birthing center, they do, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's like a midwife and a nurse. And the nurse was trying to transfer me like all day Saturday. And the midwife was like, she's great. She's got this. And I don't know about you. I just like, it did not even occur to me to say, take me somewhere else or give me something, because I just couldn't think about anything but what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, you are in this. I have to focus on like my body and what I'm doing and my baby and how I need to move my body so it doesn't feel like
I feel like
breaking.
At least my doula with Edna, and then she had become a midwife by the time I had Goose, and she was my midwife with Goose. Like, Daniel and I did 6 weeks of courses with her, like met weekly with a group in preparation for a natural birth. So Edna was born at the hospital, but I did all of this like preparation to try as best I could to not take any intervention. So similar to like how you felt good about being at a birthing center just because of your mom's experience. Like, I wasn't quite there yet and thinking about doing this at home. I didn't have anybody in my life that even had been vocal about trying to have a natural birth. I mean, my mom ended up with a natural birth, I think just with me, because I just progressed so quickly and there just wasn't time.
Yeah.
But like, there wasn't really any example of that. And so she was like trying to explain to me the way, like, you just can't really be concerned about anyone else or anything else. Like, this sort of hyper focused fixation on like my body and my brain and my physicality can only do this one thing right now.
Yeah.
And there's really no way to like wrap your mind around how true that is until you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
Because similarly, I labored with Edna for 23 or 20. My water broke at like 2:15 in the morning, and she was born at like 1:15 the following day. So it was like 23 hours. And I feel like people are like, holy shit, that's a long labor.
Yeah.
So when you say like 63 for you and 64 for Ashley, it's like, I remember my doula telling me, and maybe it had to do with like the rules in the hospital. I don't know, but we hit like kind of maybe that 20-hour mark. And she was like, I don't want you to get caught off guard. We might have to start thinking about some sort of intervention. And one odd thing that I have never really heard from any other woman is that I never had the urge to push. Like,
oh, really?
I did with Goose. With Edna, they were like the way they're like, you're just going to know. You're just going to feel like, I never had the urge to push, but they were like, you're pushing, honey. Like, she's there, she's crowning, it's happening, you're pushing. And I was like, okay. But that was like an interesting little thing with Edna.
So you just wait until they told you to push? Because you didn't try to push on your own or anything before they told? Yeah.
No.
See, I didn't either, because I had seen that go sideways where you push forever for like hours. And I was like,
that was a big difference between having Goose at home. Like Edna, I don't know. Cause like you said, I was just so focused on like, you're exhausted and but I did sneak snacks in. So I was,
okay. Yeah, girl.
In there.
I love it.
But you're so like, and also just your concept of time is so screwed up, because 30 minutes can feel like 3 hours and 3 hours can feel like 3 minutes, like all in the same breath. But now looking back, there must have been some sort of rule about like how long they'll let you. Maybe it's official. Maybe it's just an unwritten rule. Maybe my doula just knew like they're going to start really pressuring her. And I want her to feel some semblance of control over this situation. Like, so I think they called, it wasn't even my OB. My OB was out of town because I went early. So it was like the doctor on call for like my OB's office. And she was like, it's time to push. We got to push. We got to go. And there did start to be like this urgency. And I didn't push for that long. I want to say it was only like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And her collarbone her shoulder did get stuck. She did get ripped out of me by the doctor's hands. And I was like doing good. I was like not tearing, like things were going good. Everything was fine. And then once that shoulder was stuck, it was just like all hands on deck. And she just like ripped her out. And I was like, and I just ripped.
Oh God. Ugh.
Well, managed to not get an epidural, never had to take Pitocin. And that was really like my main goal. Like when I would tell people, or still when I tell people, like I chose natural birth, they're like, you are crazy. And I'm like, you know what? For me, not feeling it, I mean, you feel it, but having an epidural or taking intervention was so much scarier to me.
Yes, feel the same way.
And that's like, and if it's scarier to you to think about trying to go naturally, then you absolutely should get an epidural the second they'll give it to you. But that's just not how my brain was working. And I think I also, I can say this now, Daniel and I are solidly 15 years together, 10 years married. Edna is 13 now. But we had been together 6 months when I found out I was pregnant. So there was a lot of uncertainty. There was a lot of me trying to control what I could in a situation that felt
out of control.
Yeah. So that was part of it for me too. Like I had this doula, I had this expert, I had this advocate, I had this friend that all she wanted to do was make sure that like I was okay. And I would have paid her 10 times what I paid her for the amount of like comfort that brought me.
Yeah. I love that. Well, I feel the same way about like you do about I wanted to avoid all the intervention as much as possible because I know like my mom talked about getting an epidural and having a spinal headache for a week after we were born from the epidural. And I'm like, well, that sounds horrible. Like you couldn't even be with us because you were like so uncomfortable, you know?
Well, and I just remember after I gave birth to Edna and we got moved to our room and I got up to pee for the first time. And I just like swung my legs over and stood up out of bed. And I was like, this is the best I have felt in months. Like those last few months of pregnancy were like the feeling of having to pee is like pain. And then you're laying in bed and you're trying to get yourself like wiggled over to the side of the bed and get out of the bed. And it's just like a whole process. And I feel like an epidural really would have interfered with that.
Yeah.
You know, how long are, I mean, I know it all depends on when you get it and how long it lasts and all of that. But like for me, that was really important to me to be like very mentally and physically present for all the parts of it.
Yeah.
And another thing that was great was that when we did our 6 weeks of training, Julia was my doula's name. And Daniel always called her Julia the Dulia. Julia looked at him and said, you have to believe even more than her that she can do this, because there will come a point where she's going to look to you and say, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And you're going to have to say, yes, you can. Like if you doubt her, then that just feeds into her own doubt.
Yeah.
And we hit that moment. I remember because I went into labor, water broke at like 1:15 or 2:15. We stayed home for as long as we could. I think we ended up going to the hospital around like 9. And then I labored for 12 hours before I let them check me.
Good.
And when they checked me, I was at 4 centimeters.
Ooh.
And I looked at him and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And he was like, the fuck you can't. You got this.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay. And we just like went right back into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, this gave me chills. I love that. And I don't think I got checked. They checked to make sure my water broke and that there wasn't like what's it called? Poop. But what's like
starts with an M.
Yeah. Meconium. Anyway, like in the fluid that I was discharging. But that was like the only checks I had. But another reason, I have to say this also, because talking about the intervention part, like getting like
meconium, MECONIUM.
Yeah. Yeah. They had to check for that. But I did not want to be put in a situation where I had the option to choose to get, like, if it got too much, I didn't trust myself to not say, give me all the drugs because it's too much. You know what I mean? So I was like, if I just take that out of the equation altogether, like it's not even an option at a birth center to like get anything. I think they had gas, maybe whatever. I don't think they did. They think later they got it, but like, I was like, just don't give me any options because I don't want to be tempted. I have no self-control apparently. So, but
well, I mean, it's funny. I like my drugs in general.
Yeah.
But
like, I want them outside of birth, not in birth, my birthing time.
Right. In a recreational situation is one thing.
Yeah. I don't want them because I need them. I want them because I want them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly.
So, okay. So then let me ask you this about with Edna. What's her name? Julia, your doula?
Yes. Julia Gutman.
Okay. When she said to you, they're going to come and like, they might try to intervene. what what did you do? Were you like, fuck no? Or were you like,
they never came to me.
okay.
So that was like a hindsight situation. I think which I mean, I don't care if you want an epidural the second you get there.
Yeah.
If you want a C-section birth, I highly recommend hiring a doula or a birth advocate. They are just right there by your side the entire time to guide you through the process. And I don't think it has to be, oh, I want to go natural. Like they're there to just support you. And like anytime you're in a medical setting, like they're the expert, right? So, I mean, I know I go into my doctor's appointments and I'm just, sort of gaslit into like going with the flow of whatever they tell me. And then I leave there and I'm like, wait a second, I didn't get any of my questions answered. I didn't really understand any of that. So when you're birthing a baby, it's really nice to know that like, I don't have to like show up as my most like independent, strong-willed self. I have somebody else there to do that for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a little jaunt. I think that was her doing her job and telling me like, we're going to hit a point to where the staff is going to start pushing her to take Pitocin. So I want her to hear that from me first. And then it just never got to that point because I was like, I mean, at this point, who knows? Like, again, time was like a weird word, but it could have been at like the 20-hour mark, 21, I don't know. But I was like, I have not done all this fucking shit for the past 21 hours just to take something now. Like,
yeah, right.
And me and Daniel had that little come to Jesus at like 9 p.m. And I had pushed past that for like another 6 or 8 hours. Like, I'm like, now?
Yeah.
That seems dumb. Like, the baby's okay, right? Like, I'm okay. Like, if she's okay, I'm okay. So they never really did do that. And I've cycled through. I mean, I don't even know, like 24 hours, there was at least like 3 different shifts.
Yeah.
Of people that came through, but no one ever made me sedate. Like they didn't make me keep the stuff on. I was able to move around the room when they had to check the baby because the hospital does have guidelines about like how frequently they have to check. She would just, if I was bouncing on the ball, she would come over to me on the ball. If I was on all fours, she would climb up underneath me and get where she needed to get.
I love that. What hospital was this? Because that's not the story. Okay, that's amazing. Well, they have
a birthing center there now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this was like right on the cusp of when hospitals started getting birthing centers.
Yeah. My midwife that delivered Artie is now at Missouri Baptist, at least last I heard, at their birth center as a midwife.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
I mean, I think the grand, like, overarching theme of what I want women to know is that you have options. If you've been going to the same OB since you were 13 years old and they were your mom's OB and they birthed you, like, and that's the path that you want, then take it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, maybe that's not for you.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I love that you say that too, because I think we as Americans, at least in our society, I don't know, the people I know, I feel like we forget that we have options, like, especially medically. Like, the beautiful thing about being a human is you can always change your mind.
Right.
And that includes with how your medical care is, like how you're getting medical care and who you're getting it from, because you can change you can always go for a second, third, fourth, fifth opinion if you want. That's your right, you know? And like, you want to like, let's say you start, like I did not start with midwives immediately. I was with an OB at first and I had to get on progesterone, which I think you had to with.
I was on progesterone with both my pregnancies, and I'm on it now.
Oh, yeah, but for different reasons.
For different reasons.
Less painful reasons.
Correct.
Less heartburn reasons. But yeah, and they would not give me progesterone. They were like, nope, you just your body will either do it on its own or not. And the midwives were like, oh yeah, you should be on it. there's this, you have to go get it, this like, they wanted me on this like suppository one. I had to get it from like a compounding pharmacy. And I was, as soon as my OB, who I loved and thought was great, said that to me, I was like, we're done. I can no longer, you are not the person I want advocating for me or helping me bring life into this world.
So this is interesting because this is sort of how I came around to having a home birth with Goose, because I had the OB for Edna. I had a doula. My doula was familiar with him. She had done births with him before. Everybody was on board with what my plan was going to be. I felt really good about still delivering at a hospital. And then when I got pregnant with Goose, I went back to that same OB, and I was 34. I guess, because I was 35 when he was born, and he called me a geriatric pregnancy. And I was like, hell to the no. Like, I'm not going to be treated. Like, I was in much better shape. I was much healthier. Like, when I got pregnant with Edna, like I said, me and Daniel had been together 6 months. We were like in the thick of our like party era, of our like burning the candle at both ends. I was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. I was drinking like a fish. Like, Daniel literally was like, are you going to be okay? Like, you like to party. And I was like, no, dude, I've been looking for an out to all this.
Yeah.
Like, I got the out I've been needing. Like, it's been old, it's been tired. And now I actually have like a legit reason to shut that shit down. So
which I love that.
5 years later, and I'm like, I was really healthy. I was in a really healthy place. And now this same doctor is like treating me like a geriatric pregnancy.
Yeah.
And it just like put a sour taste in my mouth. And I reached out to Julia, and she had become a midwife. And she was like, instantly was like, well, this is a home this time, right? Like, I mean, it wasn't even a question. She was like, so home birth this time.
She just like told you.
I think she just assumed, like, things were so great with Edna, why would we not do a home birth now? Which, another thing to add, my OB didn't deliver Edna. It was a different OB, but she also came in the room the day after my baby was born, and because of the shoulder being caught, told me that she recommended that I have a C-section for my next birth.
No.
And she, turns out, was like a high-risk pregnancy, high-risk birth. That was her specialty.
Well, because she yanks babies out by their shoulder.
She was speaking from her perspective and for but like, that was terrifying to me. And I remember asking Julia, like, do I have to have a C-section next time? And she was like, what?
Like, no.
So then I called Julia, and she's like, so home birth this time. And I was like, oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. Let's do it. Which, I mean, she had presented the option with Edna, and I just was too scared. But with Goose, it was like, yeah, let's do this.
So how far in to your pregnant? Because I remember you going to your OB with Goose.
Like, I had the IUD in.
Yes.
I had a Paragard IUD in and got pregnant. So I had to go to my OB to make sure it wasn't an ectopic pregnancy, and to get, hopefully, to get it taken out. Like, sometimes they get shoved up in your cervix. So then they just stay in there until you have the baby.
Okay.
Because they can't get it out.
So it just like slides out when the baby, before the baby.
Yeah. You just birth the IUD. And then sometimes they slide down. I guess I got a loosey-goosey cervix. And mine slid down. So he was able to just like pluck it out.
Oh, that's nice.
And then just see that the pregnancy was actually viable. I think, I'm no doctor, but I think, like, if it moves out of place, then it's not blocking, right? So something can get through and you can still get pregnant. I think there's a higher risk of ectopic pregnancy if you have the Meridian or a hormone-based IUD. Mine wasn't changing my hormones at all. It was only like just a block, and then it fell and it wasn't blocking anymore. Lots of doctors, all the billions of doctors that are going to listen to this episode are pissed off at me, because I am not saying that's true.
They can correct us.
I mean, I'll look it up and I'll put it in the show notes.
No, I think I think that sounds great.
But anyway, yeah, so he just plucked it out and the pregnancy was all good. And I think I went back maybe one more time.
Okay.
And that's when I got called geriatric.
So you were like probably out of your first trimester before you decided home birth was the way to go? Because would he have seen you again?
No, because I always find out I'm pregnant so fast.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, this was Christmas Eve of 2015 that I found out. I took a pregnancy test that morning. And I think we tracked it back that I had conceived like somewhere around like Thanksgiving weekend. With Edna, I had been pregnant literally like 9 days when I found I was pregnant.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, same, but clearly I know.
Well, I mean, do you want to talk more about that?
I mean, I can. So
I think you should.
Okay. So I am married to Alana, who's a woman. So clearly we just don't have sperm like floating around our house.
You poor thing.
So I know, right? I hate it. So anyway, this was like an active decision that we had to make. And I also want to say I am not a kid person. I was never like the babysitter. I never wanted to I still don't like to hang out with kids, really. I like my kids.
Same. We are the same. I didn't even think I was going to have kids.
Yeah. I didn't. And then one day I was like, I want a baby. I'll have a baby. I'll be a mom. And so, yeah. So then we made that decision and I'm going to share this. I don't know. I'm sure they're fine with it. But my beautiful sister-in-law, who was married to Alana's brother, said to me, I'm done with his sperm. You can have it. And I was like, oh, okay. And thank God for her, because she's the whole reason why we even have a kid. And she was like, here you go. I'm done. Because she had already had 2 kids. And she was like us, not great pregnant. Like she was like miserable being pregnant and then had not great births either. So she was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm never doing that again. But if you want some, take some before it's all gone. And I was like, okay. So yeah, that's what we did. And we Alana, we did it at home all by ourselves. And Alana, we got like a fancy syringe. People are like a turkey baster. It is a larger syringe, but it's like a syringe without a needle on it. So it does look kind of like a turkey baster. But yeah, she did it at home and she goes, okay, all done. Now you're pregnant. And I was like, ugh, whatever. Like not thinking that it would work. And it literally worked the first time.
Yes,
and I
did.
Yeah. And I had never even had sperm inside my body before. So thank God for that. There might have been
clarification, just so I think if you don't know this story, it might be kind of hard to follow. So Sarah and Alana are married.
Mm-hmm.
Alana's brother is Jared.
Mm-hmm.
So Alana's brother's sperm was used for Sarah and Alana's daughter.
That I carried. Because people are like, wait, who carried? And I'm like, do you not know how this works? Like, brother and sister can't really have babe. Like, anyway.
Right.
So yeah, no,
worked well, and I don't think Alana already had her hysterectomy too.
Yeah, so that was the other thing.
Another reason why she could not carry her brother's baby.
Right, so you could carry your brother's baby because there was nothing to carry it in. And so that was another big thing for us. Is like she literally had her hysterectomy the year before we got pregnant. Mm-hmm. So she had her hysterectomy, and
Alana's the maternal one.
Yes, she is the mom. Like she's everybody's mom. And I am like, everyone's like, can we go party, friend?
She's Mama Bear Central. And you are a beautiful mom to Artist Gray, just for the record.
But only to my own child. Nobody else. I don't want to be mom to anybody else. Thank you.
But yeah, that is interesting. And it's just, I mean, I love that you shared that story because it is like, I'm like tearing up. Like every time we talk about it, it's just the most beautiful story. And to see the 3 of you together and see Alana be Artist's mama is like, that's exactly what she is, And that
she was like meant to
that
be.
like lack of ego between Jared and Susie and you and Alana, and the way it is just, and your openness with artists about it too.
Yeah. All the kids. So they have 2 boys who are technically Artie's half brothers.
Mm-hmm.
They all know because, we didn't want to.
Well, shouldn't they know? It's not secret.
It's only weird if we make it weird. And let's not make it weird. So fuck it. We're going to tell you the truth. And we waited until they were like age appropriate. It wasn't like,
right.
From the get-go, we were like, hey, yes, so, but yeah.
Okay, a little jaunt, but another thing that I feel like we need to talk about that I think is so beautiful about our little like symbiotic like friendship and existence.
Yeah.
Is that I want to make sure I say this right. Sarah is a Pisces.
Yeah.
And she's married to Alana, who is a Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And their daughter, Artis, is also a Cancer.
That's right.
And I am a Cancer.
Uh-huh.
And I'm married to Daniel, who is a Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
And our daughter, Edna, is also a Pisces.
I love it. I know. I'm like, oh.
We're all just swimming around in all our wateriness.
Uh-huh.
And then we have our goose.
Who's like the wild card.
He's a Virgo, but he grounds us.
I was just going to say, he's like the anchor.
He's our anchor. He's our earth. He like gets us all out of the water when it's gotten too cold and onto the sand to dry off.
And I was like, hey, come on.
I mean, and just so like, just your quintessential Virgo, like so logical, so practical, so wise, so like,
I love him.
So I just think that's really interesting. That we have like all that going on with like the Cancers and the Pisces.
I know. It is so weird. It is. I didn't even think, well, I guess we've talked about that before too. Cause I'm like, everybody's a Cancer around. I mean, and there's so many, I feel like I have so many Cancers around me, but not that many Pisces. Like I have my sister and then, well, that's not true.
Daniel and
Edna. Right. But it's not like,
well, us Cancers do sort of clump together.
Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you guys are like, I don't know.
Collect each other.
Yeah, I can see that.
And Alana always says we're an epidemic. It's so funny. We really are.
I love it. I love it. Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So when you didn't really tell us your birth story with Goose, because I feel like that is like your like redemption.
I know. I wish
that you needed redemption.
Not like what this conversation was going to go. I figured I would have talked more about my birth with Goose, and I ended up talking about it more with Edna. But I think it's because we were relating that like first time.
Right.
Yeah. So Goose, I started a little bit earlier, but so I did decide pretty early on it was going to be a home birth. We were actually living with my in-laws at the time. So I was like, well, we better hurry up and get a home. So we found a rental house. We moved out of my in-laws. One of those like things where like everybody's always like, it's not the right time to have a kid. Well, sometimes you just need to like get pregnant or lose a job or get a job or have to move, because then it just becomes the right time, right? It's never the right time, but it's always the right time.
Yeah, totally.
So we moved out. We were renting a house. And the plan all along was for me to do a water birth. And so it was on his birthday. Edna was born at 37 weeks and 2 days, and he was born at 40 weeks and 2 days. So she was 2 days shy of 3 weeks early, and he was 2 days past his due date. And I was going to go to Walmart. I was supposed to I worked that morning. I trained clients.
Yeah, I was there.
I think you came in and worked out with me that morning. And I was just sitting on a stability ball, doing my hands. So I was like, I'm just going to send y'all where you need to go. Come back to me. And it worked out.
It was beautiful.
And then I was supposed to go to Walmart, but I was like, I really don't want to go into labor in Walmart. And I just kept like procrastinating, and I was like nesting so hard. I knew I was going to birth at home, and our bedroom was upstairs, and I knew they didn't want me to go upstairs right after having the baby. They wanted me to stay downstairs for a few days. So I was going to stay on the sofa bed, but I hadn't like folded out the sofa bed, cleaned it, put sheets on it, hadn't done any of that. So I'm like, it's 2 days. This is so me. Like, I am so my best under pressure. But like, so I like was doing all of that, and I'm like vacuuming out the sofa bed, getting it all set up. And then I'm like, this vacuum is disgusting. There's like hair all on the roller. So I'm like sitting down on the floor, and I have the vacuum on its side, and I'm like cutting hair with scissors and like cleaning off the roller of the vacuum. I'm like, can I be more of a cliche right now? Like, I am nesting so hard. And that's when my water broke. So I wasn't cleaning with the vacuum. I was cleaning the vacuum when I went into labor.
Love that.
So again, like I said earlier, my water broke. So I'm like, okay, party on. Here we go. So I called Daniel. He came home from work. I called my midwife. She came over. Her first order of business was, you need to get a good meal in you. So he brought home Qdoba or Chipotle or something. I ate like a chicken bowl thing. And like my labor progressed very quickly. Like I went into labor at like maybe 10:15, and he was born at 5:45.
Dang.
So Daniel moved the dining room table. He got the tub all blown up. He got the water siphoning in from outside. He's like boiling water and adding it to cold water, and like spent like all this time getting this tub like all set up. And I'm like sitting on the couch having contractions, doing okay, but they were just like getting closer and closer and closer and closer, and it was happening really fast. And she had another midwife and a doula that were at other birds, but they were coming over to be at mine. And it was happening so fast, like they just couldn't like get there. So she has me take a walk. I go outside. My poor neighbor is outside on his porch smoking a cigarette. And I walk like in front of our house and halfway in front of his. And I'm moaning like you've heard like the whales make noise. Like that's, I'm like, like I sounded like a whale in heat.
I love it.
But like, okay, this is enough of a walk. Not a block and a half, a house and a half. Turn around, waddle back in, stripped all my clothes off, got into the pool or the birthing tub, and I'm like, it's too fucking hot in here. I hate it in here.
Oh.
But I was just like, I'm hot. I'm like trying to stay in there. I'm like, kind of on all fours, like leaning over the side. And then got really scared. Like I transitioned, and I remember just crying. I was like, and I don't remember ever being that scared with Edna.
Yeah.
And they were like, baby, what are you scared of? What are you scared of? I'm like, I don't know. I'm so scared. And then Julia was still there by herself. And I was like, okay, I got to get out. I was in there for maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So Daniel probably took an hour and a half setting that bitch up, and I was in it for like 15 minutes. And then I laid down on my side on our dining room floor next to the tub. And like in the pictures right after he's born, you can see like my dog is like Tito, rest in peace, Tito, is laying on the dog bed. Like he was just chilling in his dog bed.
Oh.
Like right there next to us. So like as I'm on the floor, like on my side, the other midwife, the doula got there. So I had my 4 of them, because Daniel too, like my support staff.
Yeah.
And it was a totally different experience with the pushing, because it was like, I feel like I need to push. And they were like, okay.
Yeah.
And I would push, and I'd be like, I have to stop pushing. And they would go, okay.
Yeah.
And I would stop pushing. Like, whereas with Edna, it was like, push, you gotta push.
Right. It's like a panic.
No one ever told me to do anything. No one ever said you should get in the pool. You should get out of the pool. You should lay on your side. You should push. You should not push. Like, it was very, Goose was guiding me. Like,
love it.
And I remember Edna, like the second they laid her on me, I'm like shaking uncontrollably from all the adrenaline. And I was just stroking her head, and it was like, we did this. We did it, baby girl. We did it. I remember like saying that to her over and over again, like, we did it. And that's how it was with Goose too. Like Goose told me what to do and I did it. And nobody else, like, it was like the epitome of no intervention. Like there wasn't even a person intervening. Like,
yeah.
And then they laid him right on me and we didn't find out if we were having a boy or a girl with Goose. And I didn't even remember. So like, they just put him on me. And Julia was like, so do you want to know? And I was like, oh, I'm like, baby, I'm good. It's just
oh, it's so beautiful. I love it.
so, I mean, and I think, again, like it was not easy.
Yeah.
But I feel so fucking fortunate that I was able to do it our way.
Yeah.
And that's not always the case. Like, but I feel like it's the case way more. And this is where I'm just going to be big and be bold. It's the case way more than the medical community would allow us to believe that it is.
Yeah.
And I know lots more babies used to die in childbirth way back in the day before we had medical intervention. I understand that. And I don't want babies to die.
Yeah.
But I also think there's a lot of like fear created around childbirth. And that we as women are sort of like systematically conditioned to like default to the expert.
When actually we are the
expert on me.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
You know, there's the expert on Sarah.
Me, Sarah. Yeah.
And like anybody who makes you feel like your questions aren't valid or they act as if their intelligence is being insulted because you have questions is a red flag.
Or if your instinct, you have a gut feeling about something and you don't want to do that, like you have like, no, I am not doing that. And then you're like bullied or whatever by the medical model to do it a certain way. Like that's also not great. I mean,
and it's also not very accessible because insurance doesn't cover it a lot of times. Like I also was fortunate enough to be able to pay out of pocket.
Yeah, me too.
But also it's not like we were rolling in the dough. I just had this beautiful woman that was like, money is fluid. It comes, it goes. This is how much I charge. How much can you pay me a month?
Yeah.
And that's what I paid her. Yeah. And she was like, if you ever need to change that payment or adjust that payment, just give me some warning and we can work with that. Like she was like, I will never have a woman not have my services because she can't afford it. We will find a way.
Exactly.
To make it accessible for her. So
I love that. That's how it should be. And we should be empowered to trust ourselves and to trust our bodies, to know
what is our best guide.
Absolutely. Yes. And it doesn't happen always, you know? So, and I think that's the beauty of midwives, especially like independent midwives who aren't necessarily attached to a hospital system. There is that freedom to kind of like let your body be the guide, let your baby guide you. You know, I had the same experience, like, you know, with Artie, like pushing. I pushed for like 45 minutes probably, but I didn't push the whole time. I only pushed when I felt like I wanted to.
And I will say Goose weighed 2 pounds more than Edna at birth.
Dang.
And no tearing.
Yeah, I didn't tear it all with that Artie either. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? I mean, just when you let your body lead the way. And also Goose's shoulder was not.
His collarbone did not.
Or collarbone.
I didn't even know Edna's collarbone was broken until we went to her pediatrician and he was like feeling around on her. And he's like, did her collarbone break in birth? And I was like, no. And he was like, yeah, it did. And I'm like, well, she did get ripped out of me. And the shoulder was caught. So that makes sense. But then that was such good information to have because then I realized why she was feeding so much better on one side than the other.
Oh, like it hurt probably, right? Yeah.
And I also had a chiropractor come and adjust.
Yes.
Both kids were adjusted very early.
Yeah.
And Edna, I think I took to Jeannie's office and Jeannie came to our house and adjusted Goose.
Oh, beautiful. I love that. Yeah, we had Jeannie come and adjust Winnie after she was born. my sister's youngest. So, but yeah, I mean, Artie was adjusted.
By her mama.
Yeah. By her mom the whole time. I mean, I think I'm gonna say it was probably like the next morning she got adjusted. So she was born at 7:45-ish. We went home. That's the other thing. I had to drive home from that birth center 4 hours later.
Yeah.
Home birth.
At least she got to go right home.
Yeah. I mean, I will say the only thing I would have changed about my birth is a home birth.
Yeah.
Because of how long it was.
All the back and forth. And back.
Yeah. But everything.
I will say that after having Goose, just going from my dining room floor onto my
clean sofa bed.
Yeah, my clean sofa bed, and like just being naked for like 3 days. And like, yeah. And Daniel could sleep comfortably and not like on some like stupid couch, quasi-couch thing in the hospital. And we could eat what we wanted. And we could control when people came in and out.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful, wonderful part of being at home. And I remember people being like, well, I want to come see the baby. And I'm like, well, I'm not putting a top on. So I don't care if you come see the baby, but you are also
going to see my boobs.
Going to see me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like we didn't bathe him for the longest time.
Oh, yeah. I'll see that.
That was a weird, like, hormonal shift, too. Because I remember he just smelled, like, so good to me. And then one day I was like, oh, yeah, need the bath.
Yes. I remember that, too. Because we didn't bathe Artie for a long time either. And then I was like...
I might have even been like, I don't know. Who knows? Like I said, time is so weird. But I don't even know how many days we went. And it was like a light switch. I was like,
yeah.
Oh God, do y'all know how bad this baby smells? And they're all like, well, yeah, we were just waiting for you to figure it out.
You're like, oh, thanks. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think we waited like a good, I mean, it was kind of long, like a week or 2 weeks even with Artie. But
it could have been that long.
Yeah.
My memory, I am such a goldfish.
I know, me too. Well, that's one of the things I feel like about becoming a mom is I'm like, I remember things so clearly and like other things I could not tell you. I'm like, did that happen? Was I even there? And there's like photographic evidence or videos of me being at this like event. And I'm like, I don't remember a single thing about any of this.
I believe you. But...
Yeah. Oh.
So do you want more kids?
So no, I do. The answer is no, I don't want more kids. And I was like, I don't know about you, but I had my period really fast after I had Artie. And I breastfed. I mean, I breastfed for 3.5 years with her. So exclusive breastfeeding the first year or, whatever. And I got my period literally 3 months after she was born. And I
didn't get my period till because I breastfed them both for a year, pretty much to the day with both of them.
Yeah.
And I feel like, again, I don't have that strong of a memory, but I feel like it was like 8 months or so before my periods came back.
I thought for sure I would have at least 6 months without a period after I had her. No. It was like 3 months, like 12 weeks or whatever. No, 9, I don't know. I can't do math. What's 4 times 3? 12? Yeah. 12 weeks to the day, basically, after she was born. And I was like, I feel like I just stopped bleeding postpartum.
Right.
And now I'm like, so anyway, I turned to Alina and I said, if we're having another kid, it has to happen now. Well, I'm still high on all this oxytocin from birth, like this like beautiful birth I had is like breastfeeding all the time. I was like, if we're going to do it now. And she was like, let's try and like raise one kid before we do another.
Right.
And I was like, okay, fine. And then that was it. We're not having any more children. I'm 42 now. I was also older. I was 34 when Artie was born. I was your doctor would have thought I was a geriatric.
Yeah. Us little geriatric mamas. Look at us.
I know. I know you guys are done, but would you have had more? Or were you like...
No. Again, I realized what a fucking blessing it is that I did not have to try or plan or work to have kids. but we had to that just like forced their way in the most loving way.
Yeah.
Like we knew we weren't being careful when I got pregnant with Edna, and I was 29. Like I knew how it happened. So like, was it planned? No. Was it a surprise? Also no.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I had been bodybuilding. My periods were so irregular. I think we were using spermicide sporadically.
When you remembered.
Or I would like, like maybe pop a plan B here or there when I would be like, oh shit, I think we were a little loosey-goosey last night. But I also wanted to have his babies, and we weren't 20.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted to have his babies. Like I never wanted to have babies at all. And then if you know me, you've heard me say it. Like I fell into I want to have your baby's love with Daniel. Like I saw a future. I saw I never knew what that meant until him.
Yeah.
And again, I am good in crisis situations. I'm a procrastinator. I'm my best under pressure. So you throw a curveball at me and I am going to perform at my highest and I am going to do my best. So planning a pregnancy is just not my personality. Yeah. But you're pregnant, you got to quit fucking smoking. You got to get your shit together. You got to I can do that.
Yeah.
I can get my shit together real fucking fast. So anyway, that was the situation with Edna. With Goose, we were living at his parents' house, definitely in a better place in our relationship-ish. Yeah. I mean, we had different problems, but we were more solid with each other. But we were in transition. We had moved home from Wyoming, living at his parents' house. I had an IUD still. Clearly we're not, but I did want to have another baby because I had done my last bodybuilding competition that I'd ever done. And I was like, dear God, I just need my body to do something that does not have to do with how it looks. I need my body to just do something.
Yeah.
To rip my focus. Again, I need big changes. Big stuff. I'm the best way for me to get over whatever body dysmorphia and eating disorder this bodybuilding has given me is to get pregnant. And then I will be healthy and I will be smart and I will be wise. And I think I manifested it.
Yeah.
So it's we would never plan. We would have never planned to have another kid, but we were we feel finished.
Yeah.
And I was having horrible periods. Oh, no, Daniel got a vasectomy. Daniel got a vasectomy first. I don't remember what year. But we were like, no, we both feel like our family's complete. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting up into my 40s now. You're getting up into your 40s. We have these 2 beautiful kids. We have a 3-bedroom house.
Perfect. Yeah.
And then I ended up getting an ablation because my periods just got worse and worse and worse. So when you get an ablation, you can't sustain a pregnancy.
Yeah.
So we had already decided, but then the vasectomy and the ablation sort of finalized that decision.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because I feel like I mean, I don't know. I feel like you would have had something happen and you would have gotten pregnant again. It would have been perfect also.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're just that person where it's the universe provides exactly what you need for you. And then it does it when you don't, what I mean?
The universe and also just my people.
Yeah.
I am in such a safe, I feel like all of my people are just this warm hug around me. My mom, my in-laws, my sisters.
Yeah.
And that's just my family.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't even include the whole reason I started this podcast and all of these beautiful, wonderful, magnificent people I've collected that just show up for me and I show up for them time and time and time and time and time again.
Yeah.
What did I do in a previous life to deserve this?
Lots of good stuff, I think.
I just love the way we all care for each other so deeply, not just with our words, but with our actions. If I got pregnant right now, it would be fine. I am in such a I'm enveloped in such a like warm, like no matter what happened right now, my people are going to hold me up.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I feel the same way. So we had to like technically plan ours, but I still pretend like it was a surprise. I just always thought I would get pregnant on accident like everybody else. You know, that's not how it works. Even with two ladies. Yeah, I was like, if I'm going to get pregnant, it's going to be on accident because that's how you make a baby. It's not on purpose. And so I was like, it's a surprise. I was shocked that I was pregnant the first time, you know?
Well, I think it is shocking that it was so seamless and was
Again,
the word easy doesn't seem like the right word, but like, y'all like made a plan and you did it and it worked. There was no like multiple tries.
Yeah, no. And I'm so thankful for that. But I am also the same person as you where I'm like, I'm not going to stop doing something unless I'm like forced into it. And we were in the same boat, like party, smoking too much, drinking every day. Like, I mean, I was 34. Like, I was like, get your shit together, Sarah. This is gross. Like, I was like going out 5 nights a week. There's only 7 in a week and I worked full time. Like, so I think
if it works for you, great.
Yeah.
Like, we both clearly were like ready to be done with it. We were ready to put it down.
Yeah. And I had done that for a long time.
For a minute.
So, yeah. But
then our kids can grow up together and then we can do it again.
I know. I love it. So when are we going to tell Goose and Artie that they are already...
They're betrothed.
It's like our dream.
It's an arranged marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I know, it's so funny. I like that we just like keep it kind of secret.
Yeah.
Because you know how we're raising our kids. Like, we want them to be free spirits and we want them to make their own decisions. And I'm still like full on with both of my kids being like, someday if you decide you want to be with a man or a woman or whatever.
Yep.
So then to also be the people that are like, but you know, you and Artis are getting married and having
right. I know. I know. I'm like, Artie, you should just be with like, you know, whoever you love is who you love. You know, we like
find yourself in the car discussing like polyamory and how that's like a perfectly healthy option.
Oh yeah,
everybody consents.
Yes,
but it's like not Artis and Goose.
Yeah, no,
Artis and Goose are going to be the conventional family.
Yeah,
dog,
2 point or whatever it is,
and
like
a white picket fence and 2.5 children.
Yeah. Oh man, I love.
We'd just be so damn good at it.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh,
But then Artis is also going to have to be. I mean, she already is. Like, she's going to have to be in all her witchy ways.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But Goose can just.
He's grounding everybody. He's like holding her down.
He can be the grounder. He can be the financial backer.
Yeah.
And the kind, like, sweet, supportive soul that he is.
Yeah. Oh, he already is. He's all those things. I think he's even he might even be a financial backer for her already. We don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
He's probably got.
I do know he's going to be rich, though.
Oh yeah. Is he like? You can just tell, or what?
He's definitely smart.
Yeah.
And he's so practical and logical. Like.
Yeah.
He's not going to peak in high school. That's for sure.
No. Okay, well then we definitely need to we definitely should tell them they're betrothed at some point, because Artie like will be that person who loses money. She already is. Like, I'm like, here's $5 for your field trip, and she like comes home and she's like, I lost it. I don't know. I think someone found it and they needed it more than me. So it's
that's what
I'm like,
she's probably like, I left it on a table because I felt like there was somebody that was gonna need it that would come.
Yeah. She like would get. I mean, she like went somewhere and she was like, oh, I tipped the cashier. And I was like, you don't need to tip the cashier. And she was like, it was like a store, like at the Science Center, like this. And I was like, oh, honey, I don't think you need to like tip them. And she's like, no, I wanted to. I feel like she needed it. And I was like, it made her happy. And I was like, okay. Also, I'm like, who is this 16-year-old taking my daughter's change? So.
Okay, I have one last closing question for you, and then we should wrap this up. We can keep talking if you want, but we're going to stop recording.
I know.
And there may not be an answer to this, so if there isn't, that's fine too. But what's something that you came into this saying that you don't didn't want to talk about or didn't want to say that now you feel comfortable saying it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, just like sharing my story when I was like, oh, I'm not going to share that part.
Yeah, was there something like preemptively and like thinking about doing this that you thought, I'm definitely not going to say this or that? And then maybe you can say it now, or maybe you already said it.
Trying to think, because I was like gonna kind of not talk about how we got Artie, but I also feel like I can't not tell our story. I tell fucking strangers our story. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Jared and Susie tell people our story. Like, it's not like we don't walk around talking about this all the time. So I don't think they would care. And plus, everybody knows. And we have all the legal documentation. But I was like, oh, I don't really need to like tell that. And I don't know. But I'm also like glad, because what a gift it was from them. Like, the best gift ever. All because my sister-in-law was like, I'm never touching his sperm again. Get it away from me. Like, and if you want some before it's gone, like,
it still has so much. Like, it should be doing something.
Yeah. She's like, let's not waste it. But she's like, so yeah, that was something. But no, I don't know. I think.
Well, when I asked you to do this, I certainly didn't have any feeling either way about whether or not you shared that. And I guess I just kind of assumed you wouldn't, which seems kind of dumb because I already knew all that. I already knew how open everyone is about it and how it's, I mean, I think the biggest thing would be like if artists didn't know and then she like overheard
upon this.
And like that's the way she found out. Like that would be like the most traumatic. Like other people knowing that you don't even know, like who cares what their opinion is?
Yeah, I don't care. But yeah, no, she knows. And I think that's so funny that we both had the same like kind of thought, like, oh, that's probably not where this is going. And then that's where it went.
Well, and also just that I was like, oh my gosh, I've talked so much more about Edna's birth than I have about Goose's.
I know. Well, I love that because I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if you feel this way or not, but I feel like you talking about Edna's birth first and then Goose's birth was like a big fuck you to that OB that was like, you're going to have a C-section because you clearly did not. And his shoulders are fine. His collarbones did not break. You know what I mean?
He specifically told me, I know that women that have larger hips think that means that they have birthing hips, but that's not always the case.
Well, no, it was probably the position you were laying in when she yanked Edna out of you.
I was on my back. And I had the Goose on my side.
Yeah. Oh, so that was, okay, I will say this. I did not want to deliver on my back. I was like, I will not do that.
And you did.
And I fucking did it. And I was like, why? And it was just because I needed to lay down.
Because that's where your gut told you needed to.
Yeah. Yeah. And I tried all the other positions and everything. And
I was gung-ho. I was going to have that baby in the water.
Yeah.
I was in there for 15 minutes. I was like, it's fucking hot. Did you cuss a lot? I cussed a lot while I was giving birth.
I don't know. So I don't think so. I don't think I did. I was like now Alina might have a different opinion. I felt like I was very chill and calm and like, okay, everything's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, I was loud.
His back has supported that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there were some moments, but...
Oh, yeah. I think I vocalized a lot. Like, there was
all the stupid driving back and forth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I will say, I think...
Fucking just get me somewhere.
Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah. I do know on the way to the birth, our final time going to the birth center before she was born. So that was our 4th time going there before she was born. I was on hands and knees in the back seat, like facing backwards, holding on to the seat and cussing really loud.
Oh, Jesus.
And then I got there and I was like, I'm fine. Like everything, I just calmed down and I was like, okay.
With Edna, they had a mirror and they asked me if I wanted to see. And I was like, no, I don't want to the fuck out of me.
Yes, no. Okay, they did not have a mirror, clearly, at the birth center, but they were like, oh, everyone was like, oh, reach down. Because there were 7 people at my birth. So I had a midwife and the nurse.
Crowd.
I know.
You Normans, you just do not travel light. You just travel in a pack, I swear.
I know, we do. Everybody had to come. It was Alana, her mom, my mom, Ashley, and then my friend Janine, and then me. So 8, and then Artie, which was 9. It was like it was a fucking crowd. But anyway, they didn't have a mirror, but they were like, "Oh, do you want to like reach down and touch your baby's head?" And I was like, "Fuck no."
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe
I'm not touching her head. No, they had mirrors. I mean, I have other friends who like said, "Cover the mirror. I don't want to see or move the mirror at hospital birth." I did touch her head like with one finger. I was like, it was gross.
And Daniel did the last pull out with both of them too.
Oh, beautiful.
After the doctor yanked her.
Oh.
Then he took her the rest of the way.
He was like, "Get off my baby."
Yeah.
Yeah. Artie did the same with Artie. Alana did the same with Artie. She like delivered her. But Artie's umbilical cord was around her neck.
Oh, damn.
Which I kind of wonder now if that's part of the reason why it just took so long to progress.
Right. Because she didn't have enough cord.
Yeah. And it was like, so, and I don't remember this happening, but Alana and the midwife were on the business end. And the midwife said to Alana, "Oh, do you see the cord around her neck?" And she was like, "Yeah." And so then she was like, "Okay," she was like, "We're going to have her push. On the next push, I'm going to like go in there and like pop it off."
Okay.
And then she did, and she came out like the next push after that one.
Right.
So that's why I was like, maybe it would have been faster. But also,
I mean, that makes sense to me. Like, she didn't have that much leeway.
Yeah.
To like come out. Like, there was resistance. Like,
and she didn't have like a super long umbilical cord to begin with. So, like Sully, my sister's son, Sully. I don't know what it is with us Normans, but his umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck and his leg and his arm, I think.
What was he doing in there?
I don't know. And he was like tiny. He was like 6, I want to say he was like 6'6" or 6'5".
That's how Edna was. Edna was 6'8" and Goose was 8'8".
Oh my gosh, yeah. 2 full pounds bigger than her?
Mm.
Yeah. Artie was 7'12".
But I was like a good solid size.
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting is Sully and Ashley were the same size at birth as each other. Like Ashley gave birth to Sully and they were the same size. And I was the same size. I was 7'12" and Artie was 7'12".
That's so great.
I know. But imagine 7'12" and 6'5" and one belly.
I know. But also like tell me all these numbers and all these things don't mean something.
I know.
There's something to all of this. I just love it. I love
it means a lot.
I love the magic of it all.
I know. They're all, yeah. We can talk about
it. Well, I am going to wrap this up because 1, we just need to, and 2, I really have to pee.
No, that's fine. I know.
How are you doing on your beverage? Did you finish it?
No.
Oh, you had a big one though. Mm-hmm. I have a little bit left.
I'm going to finish it before I leave, though.
Well, you enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Thank you so much. Oh my God. I had no expectation. Like, that's what I really want to do is just go into these conversations with like letting them live and be however they want to be in the present. And this was so beautiful to share this time with you. We're never just me and you.
I know.
The longest conversation me and you have ever had.
I know. I love it.
We had long conversations, but there's always other people with their opinions.
I know, chiming in. I know, I love it. You did a great job. Thank you.
You did a great job. Thank you so much. And let's get together soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Love you.
Bye. Love you too.